Okay, did some 40-yard shots today with the Daisy 880 using the 8.26 grain JSB match grade pellet, and then a little lighter than that is the 8.02 grain. These are yellow box here, and then the green box are 7.33. So you got different weights to work with these wad cutters here if you want. But specifically today, I was using this one here, the 8.26 grain. And I'll show you the Daisy 880 here. There it is with the scope. And I'll read off this piece of paper here and show you the groupings that I did today. So anyway, if you guys want to find out more about the scope and the rifle, you'll have to go to my other videos to look for all the good detail. I really get into detail, but this video I'm just talking about the shots that I took. So anyway, it's a 2.5 to 10 by 42 Tasco mil-dot reticle scope. Parallax settings about 7 yards, something like that. Daisy 880. I used the 9 power of the scope for the reasons of many people online want to know what it's like with the 9 power scope, because that's what they have for most of their scopes, are 4 power scopes. So this experiment, I used 4 pumps. I'm at 40 yards. Muzzle velocity 490 feet per second, and at 40 yards 315 feet per second. That gives us a ballistic coefficient of 0.0113, and that's typical for wad cutters right there, right around that range. 8.26 grain wad cutter JSB. The groupings we have, I think we have potential for 2-inch groups. 2.5-inch groups is pretty much kind of like my error, where the pellet drifted off a little bit because I wasn't steady. So, but it's not gonna group, you know, really tight, but it is going to do better than 2.5 if you're a little steadier. So what we got at point blank range, we got 4.4 foot-pounds of energy, and at 40 yards we got 1.8 foot-pounds of energy. And what you get from that is it lost half of its energy at 40 yards. So here's my first 5 shots, and you can tell that, you know, something went high up here, but these right around in this area would be about 2 inches right here. So then I adjusted the scope to pull that group in a little closer right here. Never mind these 4 shots right here, but once again you can see a pattern going again of 2.5 inches, 2 to 2.5 inches here. So if I took away 1, it would be about 2 inches, same thing. And then making my correction for the windage, I was able to get it windage corrected but not elevation corrected. So I went too high up on the elevation. I wanted to give myself a little bit more elevation, but went too far. But later on I corrected it. So once again, if you take away 1 pellet, you're going to get about 2 inches there. So this was all done at 40 yards, making my correction. Once again, you want to make corrections not off of 1 pellet, but you want to fire, say like 5 pellets to confirm your 0. Because this one here, if this was over just a little bit, like if the group was surrounding it right there, then that's the best 0 you can get for them 5 shots. So as long as you're evenly spaced around that dot, you're pretty much sighted in for 40 yards for that pellet. So let me show you a Dixie cup here. This is a 3-ounce drinking cup. This is 2 inches wide at the top, 1.5 inch wide at the bottom, and it's 2.25 inch in length from top to bottom. So if you look here, you can tell that majority of shots are going to hit at 40 yards if I got it sighted in for around that orange dot there. Same thing here. You can tell that probably all of them, almost all of them, are going to hit. Same thing here. And then I'll show you what a pop can looks like. So at 40 yards, you can see a pop can is 2.5 inches wide, something like that. You can see no problem for a pop can. The one thing about a pop can is it's got elevation forgiveness because it's much longer. It's like 4.5 inches from here to here, something like that. So it's got a lot of elevation forgiveness in shots, but not as much in the windage. And there's a pop can there. So anyway, I just wanted to show you guys that. This was done with the bench rest setup, just trying to stay steady. I did have some wind. Don't know how much wind it was, but went out there and tried it, and I found out it is typical at 40 yards to have 2 to 2.5 inch groups, and that sounds about right. Because at 25 yards, you can expect 1 inch groups if for 5 shot. For 5 shots, it could be a good day, 1 inch groups, but typically 1.5 for, some other pellets. This one here will group about 1 inch at 25 yards, something like that. So I guess I'm happy with it grouping 2.5 at 40. And we only got 4 pumps, so who knows, what kind of groups you can get if you pump it up more. So that's why you want to experiment with different pumps. Try 2 pumps, try 4, try 6, try 8, that kind of thing. See if it shoots better, see if it shoots worse. Change up your distance, try 25 yards, try 30, try 40, different ranges, stuff like that. But anyway, so there it is. Never mind this stuff down here. That's just some writing from before. But I'll give you a little peek of the scope on here on the DZ880. The reason why I got an offset mount here is I've got some ease for loading here, and also I can switch this off. It does look kind of slightly ugly, but I'm just using it for testing purposes. If I wasn't using it for testing purposes, I'd have 2 UTG long profile or high profile mounts for this. So this, one of the straps would be right here and one would be right here rather than this piece right here. So, but that's because I'm switching this one here, this scope, out with like about 3 different daisies, the DZ35, the DZ840, and just trying them on different rifles right now. So that's why it looks like that. But anyway, this was just kind of an experiment that I did with the 8.26 grain GSB pellet. So anyway, thank you very much for watching, you guys, and I hope you appreciated all that detail, so you know what your DZ880 will do, or somewhere in that range, so you get an idea of what you're getting when you buy it. So yeah, 2.5 inch groups at 40 yards with 4 pumps, or plinking cans at 40 yards. I'm sure you can plink cans at 50 yards, maybe even further with 4 pumps, but you'll have to go to that range and try it. So, but anyway, thank you very much for watching.